Welcome to the virtual college fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Counselors and StriveScan. Before we get started with our presentations this morning, just a few quick housekeeping items. First is that to ask questions of our panelists, please feel free to use the Q&A button. You're welcome to pose questions to a specific school. Please put that school's name before your question or in your question so that they can easily identify it. Or you're also welcome to ask general questions of any of our panelists. Also, your camera and microphone are off during this session, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And we also want to remind you to go ahead and sign up for additional sessions at the same website where you signed up for this morning's session. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first panelist, which will be Emory and Henry College.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us and giving us a chance to speak with all of you. So Emory and Henry College is a small private liberal arts college nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We are down in the southwest corner of Virginia, just above the Tennessee state line. So we are a smaller school. On average, we have just under 1,000 undergraduate students and just over 250 graduate level students, meaning that our student to faculty ratio is actually only 10 to 1. Do not let the small size fool you. However, we have over 70 different student organizations, including local Greek life, and over 80 different academic programs for students to choose from. Because of our small size, students in every area on campus have the opportunity to participate in class projects and research, get involved with civic engagement, enjoy study abroad, and have work experience and internships. In addition, Emory and Henry, despite our small size, is home to the most award-winning faculty among Virginia colleges, both small and large, private and public. This is just a basic overview of some of the options that we have. All of the items you see listed in yellow are our 10 most popular majors. As you can see, this includes things like biology, engineering science, international studies, as well as the pre-health areas. It also shows a list of just some of our professional and graduate degree options. Included among those graduate level programs are the items housed at our School of Health Sciences, which includes our Doctorate of Physical Therapy program, Masters of Occupational Therapy, as well as our Masters of Physician's Assistant Studies. Emory and Henry is also a top equine college. We do offer equestrian studies degrees, as well as a competitive riding team for students who are interested. Our equestrian team is 21-time national champions in dressage, hunter, and jumper. Emory and Henry is also a top adventure school. Our outdoor program and adventure team are one of the highest rated in the country. And Emory and Henry is home to the only credit-bearing through hike in the country. So Emory and Henry is the only school where you can spend a semester or a little bit longer hiking a portion or the entirety of the Appalachian Trail and receive college credit for doing so. Emory and Henry also has students that go on to do internships and receive amazing jobs in these as well as other amazing companies. We really set our students up for success by starting their internships as early as possible. Our alumni go on to do great things because of those experiences. One of our alumni is the current CEO of the American Cancer Society. One of our alumni is President Pro Tempore of the California State Senate, as well as the VP for the Academy of Country Music in LA. As you can see, our students go on to do amazing things once they graduate. The application process for Emory and Henry has been simplified due to everything going on. So for the seniors in the group, Emory and Henry is test optional for the 2021 school year. This means the only thing we need is a completed application, whether the one on our website or through the Common App, and it is a free application for both, as well as a copy of your high school transcripts. Emory and Henry also has a generous credit acceptance program, so those AP, IB, and community college credits that you have earned throughout high school do tend to transfer in. Emory and Henry does offer financial aid to every single student that applies and is admitted. We do offer academic merit scholarships ranging from $10,000 to $23,000 to every single student, and those scholarships roll over year to year for all 4 of your undergraduate years. We also offer performance and affinity scholarships in things like equestrian, honors, STEM, and art, as well as several others. And then, of course, there are grants and other scholarships available both through Emory and Henry and through the federal government when you file that FAFSA. If you do have any questions about Emory and Henry and what we can offer you, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are a big group of 6 counselors that are always happy to answer questions, invite students to come and visit us on campus, and kind of show you what the family at Emory and Henry can really be for you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Emory and Henry. Up next will be Davis and Elkins College.
Everyone, thanks for joining. I'd like to start off by showing you a video, and then I'll talk a little bit more about D&E.
The world looks a lot different now. A number of things are uncertain, but it's in uncertainty that leaders rise.
COVID has presented a lot of obstacles to us as an institution because we are a hands-on institution. We're all about an individual relationship with students.
Despite uncertainty, some things stay the same.
But I would have to say the basis of Davis and Elkins, which is all about the transformation of lives, has not changed. Being in a small institution, we get to know them so much better that they're not so much a number, more so we know their name. You won't just go to a class of 300 and be a last name role. That has allowed us to really see more of each other and become closer together.
Students are encouraged to celebrate their diversity, express their creativity, engage in competition, and seize their futures.
A lot of opportunity for students to be involved on campus. They can grow as leaders. They can rise to the top in a variety of ways on campus.
We have student organizations that fit just about any thought, desire, or need of a college student. Anything from the accounting club to the Black student.
You'll be exposed to new ideas and challenges outside of the classroom.
D&E provides a different array of opportunities to the students because they do have connections. There's a big alumni base and a lot of successful alumni there that do provide opportunities for the students to, maybe go do an internship or have those other experiences that you may not have at a larger school.
During your time at Davis and Elkins, you will learn skills and tools that will translate to success in the workplace.
Through D&E, I was able to spend a full summer at Johns Hopkins University and West Virginia University doing biomedical research internships, which I don't think I would have been able to do otherwise.
Our campus is nestled in the town of Elkins, West Virginia, where students are welcomed as part of the community.
It is hidden jewel area. We have some of the best fishing in the country, some of the best hiking trails, some of the best state parks, some of the best skiing.
At Davis and Elkins College, the experience is about more than an education. It is about building a future.
The most unique thing about D&E is being able to walk through a classroom and see 4 or 5 people that just that friendliness that honestly that's what it's like. It's like family. It's fantastic to have that, especially being 3,000 miles from home.
The reason I chose Davis and Elkins College was because it was such a close-knit community. When I visited on campus for the first time, I felt like I was at home. And I loved being up in the middle of the woods and all the scenery and the architecture of the buildings.
D&E, it's a safe place, not only physically safe here, but it's a safe place for them to change their mind, for them to change their major, for them to change direction, and that we will be there to support them every step of the way, because ultimately what we want is for them to find what it is that brings meaning and purpose to life.
Things on campus may look different than the typical college experience, but our students have never been typical. Join us today in leading the way.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about what you saw in the video and Davis and Elkins College in general. We are a small school, about 800 students. That's not always a bad thing. There's pros and cons with big schools and small schools, and I think it's just depends what fits your personality and learning style the best. The pros of a small school is that class sizes are small. You get that close personal interaction with your professors and your classmates. It's not uncommon for you to see our college president on your way to class and to know the names of several of the people you walk by in a given day. And that's not something that happens often in really big schools. All of our classes are taught by the professors. There are no teaching assistants at D&E. So every class you have, it will be the actual professor and not a graduate student. Some of our top programs are nursing, psychology, criminology, exercise science. We do have a few unique programs as well. We have a working bed and breakfast on campus. And so we offer a hospitality management degree. We have an outdoor recreation major and a sustainability studies major that's pretty popular. 40% of D&E students play Division II athletics. So if that's something you're interested in college, maybe Division II would be a good way to go. You can still earn athletic scholarship money for tuition. We are affiliated with the Presbyterian Church. There's no religious requirements, but members of the Presbyterian Church would get a $5,000 scholarship if they applied. We are test optional this year, and free online application, no essay required, and we are rolling admission, so you can apply anytime and we'll get a quick decision back to you. I think that wraps up my presentation for Davis and Elkins College today. Thanks for joining and good luck in your search.
Thank you very much, Davis and Elkins. Up next this morning will be Mary Baldwin University.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this information session. My name is Tori Pullen, and I'm an admissions counselor here at Mary Baldwin University. Please feel free to ask any questions through the chat box during my presentation. I have also included my contact information at the very end if you would like to get in touch with me afterwards. I want to start off with what's really important to us here at MBU, and that's our students. Our goal is to help you find your fit, and Michaela is a student who found hers here and what she has to say about us. I dealt with a lot of insecurity in middle and high school, and I was content to hide in the background of every class. Coming to MBU, where some of my classes only had about 12 people, meant that I was given the chance to speak up and feel comfortable sharing my thoughts among a class filled with my peers. If you're looking for a school that will make you as an individual feel special, then MBU is the place for you. Mary Baldwin is a small university located in Stanton, Virginia. We are 1 block away from our downtown area, which was voted one of the top 20 best small towns in America and best main streets. MBU is one of the most ethnically diverse campuses. Our class of 2022 is 58% of color, and our campus is represented by students from 39 states and 6 countries. By putting our students first, Mary Baldwin wants you to take what you learned in class and apply it to the real world. We have wonderful academic opportunities from the moment you step foot on campus. Students are able to complete internships starting their freshman year, and senior year they all complete a capstone project. We have many leadership opportunities available on campus, over 50 clubs and organizations, as well as Division III athletics. MBU offers over 50 majors and minors, as well as 11 graduate degree programs. We have roughly 1,000 undergraduate students, an average class size of 17, and an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. With class sizes this small, our goal is to make sure you're a great fit for the university, all while finding your calling. We are proud to offer 4 very distinctive programs for women at MBU. The first is our College for Women, which is a unique program available exclusively to young women. This program builds strengths and develops leadership skills. The second one is our Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership and is the nation's only all-female cadet corps. It builds leadership skills as well and prepares students for a military career upon graduation. The third is our program for the exceptionally gifted, which is a unique opportunity for girls as young as 13 who are looking at attending college early. The fourth program is IW Wells, which is a community for women of African descent who want to explore culture, identity, leadership, and civic engagement. Now, I know I've done a ton of talking and hopefully I've gotten you interested to hear about the next steps. Our application is open and you're able to apply directly through our website or on the Common App. It's free to apply to MBU. Once we receive your application, you can expect to hear a decision within 2 weeks. The typical MBU student has mostly A's and B's on their transcript, and we are test optional this year. Our goal at Mary Baldwin is to provide you with an affordable private university education. All students who are accepted receive merit-based scholarships based on their GPA. This year, our merit scholarships range from $16,000 to $22,000, and you'll receive this amount every year for 4 years. 95% of our students receive financial aid and scholarships, and financial aid packages are sent out as early as November. Again, thank you all so much for attending this information session. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Mary Baldwin. Our next presentation this morning will be from Shepherd University. I think you're on mute there.
Yep, I muted myself. Oops, I'm sorry. You'd think I'd be good at technology by now. So hi, everyone. My name is Jessica, and I'm an admissions counselor here at Shepherd University, home of the Rams. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's session, and I'm super excited to share with you guys why you belong here at Shepherd. So to start out, look at this location. If you do not know where Shepherd University is located, we are a public liberal arts institution nestled in the heart of history. We are located right along the Potomac River near old battlefields, and we are about 90 minutes from the DC metro area. Shepherd is in the corner of the Eastern Panhandle and the oldest town in West Virginia, Shepherdstown. You get the best of both worlds here by being in a small, tight-knit community, but getting those big city opportunities. As far as our student profile goes, we are just below 4,000 students, with 60% being female and 40% being male. Around 60% of our students come to us from West Virginia, but the other 40% of students come from all 50 states as well as 16 other countries. As for academics, we have over 100 majors to choose from here at Shepherd, with various concentrations and minors to customize your plan of study to your goals. We have everything from computer science to social work, and our top 3 majors include nursing, business administration, and education. Being able to offer a variety of programs allow you to be in a small class size from the very beginning of your time here at Shepherd. Our student-to-teacher ratio sits at around 13:1. This is great because the teacher is not only going to know your name, but they're going to want to know how you're doing and what your goals are in life, and they'll help you get there with resume building and helping you look for opportunities out in the field. This is great in so many ways, but good luck skipping class because they're going to know when you're not there. So throughout your time at Shepherd, you'll get to apply what you learn in the books into the real world with hands-on experience to prepare you for your career. You can do this through internships at big companies, clinical rotations for nursing students, student teaching for education majors, and Shepherd actually started out as a teacher's college, so it is really still at the foundation of what we do. We also have field experiences and other research opportunities for students in all majors. And some of the support services that we offer students include free tutoring in every subject for every student. We have personal and academic accommodations for housing and within the classroom. We also have an advising assistance center for students to use to get secondary advising if you want to create, a whole plan and you need extra resources to make sure you stay on track within your program. We also have an Office of Career Services that work with you in building your resume and cover letters. You can do mock interviews with them, and they hold a career fair every year to provide students with an opportunity to see what's available in their field. Not only is the academic side important to us, but campus life is just as important. We have almost 100 student orgs and clubs, from board game club to study abroad, that you can participate in and stay involved. Shepherdstown itself is a pretty poppin' town. We love our parades around here. So there's always some sort of event that's going on right in the downtown area. We have NCAA Division II athletics, and we're in the PSAC conference. So sporting events are a big thing, and it really helps connect students with the whole Shepherdstown community. We have residence halls on campus. There's 3 different styles that we offer. We also have 4 different dining options for students, and even if you don't live on campus, you can have a meal plan as well. We also allow students to have a car starting from their freshman year. Because we are a public state institution, we try to keep our tuition affordable for all students. And as a full-time out-of-state student from Virginia, the full tuition with room and board can land you around $28,500, which might sound like a lot, but this is before any scholarships and financial aid are even considered. Coming from out-of-state as a freshman, you can receive some scholarships right away. For you all living in Virginia, we automatically award you the Metro Scholarship from our admissions office. That is $5,500 a year that is just given to you for being from Virginia. We also have academic scholarships that can be given based on GPA and test scores, as well as major and athletic scholarships that can be renewed all 4 years. Now the FAFSA is open to fill out, so if you want to fill out a FAFSA, make it a Shepherd so we can provide you with the information and be able to give you a financial aid package. Now, the FAFSA is not required for admission to Shepherd, but it's really helpful because some scholarships do require the FAFSA to be filled out. So what's next in the application process? Well, the main material that we require are high school transcripts to make a decision. We went test optional for the spring and fall of this year, so you do not need to submit SAT or ACT scores, but we highly recommend submitting personal statements and letters of recommendations because we love reading them, and we can get a better idea of what your goals are and how you plan to be successful here. So what's next? Well, now you got to come see Shepherd for yourself. We are starting up in-person campus tours next week, so you can sign up for a socially distanced tour and come check us out. We also have virtual academic information sessions that are being held throughout the month of October and November, where you can learn more about your major, and you can sign up for both of these options on our website. Now, if you have any questions and you just want to reach out, don't hesitate to shoot us a text at our text line. We're available during business hours and we can help you out. If you want to give us a call or send us an email, you can do that as well. And don't hesitate to reach out because we're here to help you find your home at Shepherd. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you, Shepherd. Up next will be William and Mary.
All right, good morning, everybody. I appreciate you taking time to join us today. I want to tell you a little bit more about the College of William and Mary in Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia, about 2.5 hours south of Washington, D.C. William and Mary has a rather unique position in higher education. We are the second oldest college in the United States, dating to 1693. Actually have the nation's oldest law school, and the first college in the United States to have an honor code written by one of our students named Thomas Jefferson. You can see that we are a medium-sized public school with about 6,400 undergraduates and a couple of thousand graduate students. We do have, in addition to our undergraduate program, we have, and the law school, of course, we have a school of education, we have a school of business, and we also have an Institute of Marine Science, and of course, a number of master's and PhD programs among the arts and science programs. So you can actually get a PhD in areas such as computer science and even physics as well. So we like to have that sort of combination of looking and feeling a lot like a smaller liberal arts institution, but we still have elements of a public research institution. And so that tends to benefit our undergraduates in many, many ways. Obviously, we're still focused on that undergraduate experience, and you can see we're number 4 in the entire country for best undergraduate teaching in U.S. News and World Report. Even though we're 65% of our students from Virginia, we do have all 50 states represented, including the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and more than 60 foreign countries represented. Also a very diverse institution. Just about a third of our students are students of color, and we have 10% first generation. So it's a very, very diverse campus. We also have an incredibly high number of student clubs and organizations for a school our size, almost 500 different clubs and organizations. So it's extremely easy to get involved at William & Mary. And about a third of all of our clubs and organizations are cultural in focus, and our students are also extremely active in community service. We're in the Princeton Review top 10 guide for community service involvement. And you're going to find that we also have almost actually 45 different club teams in addition to Division I sports. So everybody's involved in something at some level. You just have to find that right connection, but you can certainly join things like our cheese club, which we'll get together with our guacamole club, our salsa club, and other organizations. So you name it, we're going to have it. So and the club teams will cover everything from crew to rugby to Quidditch and squash, fencing, sailing, equestrian programs, you name it. So anything that you're involved with, you can keep going. And if we don't happen to have an organization, you get it started. And that's how you end up with almost 500 clubs and organizations. So in terms of academics, we are, again, in many ways like that small liberal arts and science institution. We actually have about the lowest student faculty ratio of any public institution in the United States at 11:1. So you're definitely getting small class size. You're not going to see large lecture halls at William & Mary. Our big classes are going to average about 120 students, and we only have about a dozen of those. So you're definitely going to see more than half of your classes under 20 students. We are the top public school in the United States for study abroad. So over half of our students will spend time off campus. And again, research is a really big thing at William & Mary. And again, not having a ton of graduate programs, but having obviously faculty who do research in every department provides multiple opportunities for our students to engage with faculty mentored research outside of the classroom experience. So 80% is extremely high. You can start doing that as early as your freshman year. And it's usually something you don't even have to apply for, you just ask. So very easy to connect in multiple ways here. So very, very strong program in those areas. And again, it's not just the sciences. All of our faculty are doing research in all departments. So obviously, if you are a science person, about 40% of our students will end up majoring in a STEM related field. But actually about 60% of our students will end up doing more than a major at William & Mary. So it's very easy to fit in that second major or do a major and a minor among our 100 or more programs that you can get involved with. So ultimately, also about 60% of our students will go on to graduate school. We're actually number 2 among public schools and in the top 20 nationally for the percentage of alumni who go on to get a PhD. So if you're thinking about a pre-professional program with pre-med, pre-law, or MBA, et cetera, we have advising programs for all of those areas. So quickly, we also have obviously a bit of a difference in terms of in-state versus out-of-state. And like everybody else, we will be test optional in this coming year. When we say we're test optional, we mean it. So if it's been difficult for you to get a test, or you're not comfortable with your test, or you're not able to get one between now and the application process, by all means, apply test optional. We're actually committed to test optional for the next 3 years. So that's the way things are, and we are on the Common App, and here are our normal deadlines. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, William & Mary. And our final presenter this morning will be St. Olaf College.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to talk with me about St. Olaf. So St. Olaf is located in Northfield, Minnesota. And I think with this location, you get access to 3 great different communities. So we are, being in Northfield, about 45 minutes away from Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities in Minnesota. So you have a more major metropolitan area close by, to use for things to do for fun on the weekends, but also things like internships, job shadowing, connecting with alumni, that kind of thing. Northfield itself is a really fun college town. We have 20,000 people total, and 5,000 of those 20,000 are students. So 3,000 are coming from St. Olaf, and then 2,000 are at Carleton College, which is another college in Northfield. But really, when you're a student, the majority of your time will be spent right on campus, and our campus is relatively contained. It's sort of up on a hill. So when you're there, I think what is great about this is pretty much everybody you're seeing and interacting with is affiliated with St. Olaf, which really gives that strong sense of community and leads to what I think is a really high level of engagement. Academically, we are really committed to the liberal arts, and we think the liberal arts are such a powerful way to learn and prepare for the future. I think part of this is the fact that all throughout your 4 years, even after you declare your major, you have space and flexibility to continue taking classes outside of that major. So some students will choose to double major, other students will just continue to kind of let their interests organically develop, which allows you to stay curious, gain all sorts of transferable skills, and continue to intercept new material. Something else about our academic program that is a little bit unique is that we have a J term. So our calendar is the 4-1-4, which means we've got 2 semesters and then a 1-month term in January, which is a really popular time for study abroad, which is something else that's very popular at St. Olaf. We really believe in the value of gaining and fostering a global perspective. And we think our program is a really great way to do that. So right now, and for the last 10 years, we've been the liberal arts college in the country that's sent abroad the most students. So that's about 75% of each class that will study abroad. Part of this, I think, is because you can work study abroad into your schedule in so many different ways. Everything transfers back as St. Olaf credit. You can study abroad to fulfill major requirements, general education requirements, electives. So there's so many ways that you can fit it in, and so many different programs to choose from. Our community, I think, is also something that students find to be a really meaningful part of their experience. And a huge part of what gives our community such a strong, tight-knit feel is the fact that so many students live on campus all 4 years. So if you think about what that means day to day, you're a 10-minute walk from your classes, your friends who are also living on campus, tons of clubs and activities. We have over 250 to choose from. So if you're looking for a place where you can be really engaged and be around a lot of other folks who are also really engaged and really want to squeeze the most out of college, I think that this environment is really conducive to that and lets you do it with a little bit of ease. I also would be remiss not to mention our food. Our food is great. I think students love also using the cafeteria as a way to keep their social life fluid and to connect with people on a daily basis through sharing meals. The fine arts are very popular at St. Olaf, and we think we have reputable major programs, but a big draw is also that you can basically do anything as a non-major that you can do as a major. So if you're looking for a rigorous, meaningful experience in choir or theater or dance or studio art, St. Olaf can be a really good fit because you can still get that depth and that intensity while majoring in pre-med or history or whatever else it is that you're coming to college wanting to study. And lastly, our Career Center is, I think, a huge part of a successful liberal arts education. We want students the entire time they're here to be thinking about what would make their life meaningful and what they're going to find fulfilling for a career, and to take steps in figuring out how to get there. So we do this through 4-year programming. Certainly there are resources to help you get that first job after graduation, but a lot to help you think about who can you connect with, what kind of reflection do you have to be doing to really think about what your next steps are going to be. Here you can see our application deadlines, our application materials. We too are test optional, and we are committed to being test optional infinitely, which is something that we are excited about. Yeah. And then lastly, just a little bit about affordability. We have a lot of different types of aid. We have 3 different types of merit scholarships: academic, service and leadership, and fine arts. You do not have to be a major to be competitive for those fine arts scholarships. But on top of offering merit aid, we also are committed to meeting 100% of demonstrated need. So basically whatever the FAFSA and our other form that we require, the CSS profile, says you can afford to pay, we're committed to filling any gap between that number and the cost of attendance. So you can see there our average financial aid package, but of course it really varies student to student. It's so great talking with you all. We have a lot of different virtual programming going on. A new initiative we have right now is you can sign up with a writing tutor in the St. Olaf Writing Center if you want some feedback on your college essay. And we also have a number of virtual open houses coming up that you can find on our website. Thanks very much.
Thank you, St. Olaf, and thank you to all of our presenters this evening, or this morning. We do have some time left, so attendees, you are welcome to send any questions, additional questions you may have via the Q&A button. I might pose a question to our presenters as well. Perhaps you could share something that you did not share in your presentation about your school, whether that be your favorite event or tradition or building on campus, etc. And why don't we go in the same order that we used for our presentation? So Emory and Henry College.
So I think probably one of my favorite places on campus is our recently renovated duck pond. For years, it was falling into disarray, and over the past couple of years, we have renovated it. It is a gorgeous duck pond, brick-lined, patio seating, chairs, benches, and a ton of green space, and it is probably every student's favorite place to gather when the weather is nice. There are trees available for students to hang hammocks from, and during the nicer months when the weather is beautiful and sunny, all of the students just kind of gather out there to hang out together, and it's an amazing experience to see everybody out there.
Great, thank you. Davis and Elkins.
One neat thing that we've done recently that I'd like to share is with COVID, we had to postpone our graduation ceremony. So D&E decided that we still want to have graduation ceremonies, and the best way to do that in small groups would be to do that outside and for us to come to the graduating seniors. So our college president and other staff members did 11 different graduation ceremonies around the state and neighboring states to try to include as many seniors who wanted to attend the ceremony as possible. So I thought that was a really cool community kind of family feel of a small school thing to do.
Great, thank you. Mary Baldwin University.
One of my favorite traditions at Mary Baldwin is our Apple Day. So we have that every year, and everything is apple themed on campus. In the dining hall, there's apple cider, apple pie, and our students go off campus and pick apples. So it's really a community effort.
Okay, thank you. Shepherd University.
Okay, so a tradition that we hold at Shepherd every year is our mascot is the ram. So we actually have a real ram that comes to all our events. And whenever we get a new president, we get a new ram. It's a baby, a real animal. And so every year we hold a birthday party for him. And so right now our ram is called JC for our president, Dr. JC Hendricks, and or Dr. Mary JC Hendricks. And so JC every year gets a birthday, and so all the students gather on our campus, and we get him a big birthday cake made of granola bars because he loves the Nature Valley granola bars, and we just have a big celebration for the ram. He's the face of our campus, and we also have a calendar for him. So yeah, he's a big deal, and he's always everywhere, and everyone has to get a picture with him. So yeah, it's something we like to celebrate every year.
Great, thank you. William and Mary.
I just wanted to follow up on visiting campus a little bit. We are officially closed as an admission office, but if you are out and about visiting colleges, we do have a vestibule in our office that's open 24/7 with a self-guided tour and a parking pass. So you're welcome to come and pick that up and wander around campus, and obviously follow up with an email if you have any additional questions.
Great, thank you. And St. Olaf.
So I mentioned that Northfield is kind of a quaint, cute college town. We have a lot of traditions that happen yearly in Northfield. One of them is called Winter Walk, which on Main Street in December, all of the stores open up and there's a parade and everybody serves hot chocolate, and it's kind of a fun community feel. And it really was so cute that there was actually a Hallmark movie filmed there. And if you're a fan, it's called Love Always, Santa.
Great, thank you. And thank you to all of our panelists today for your presentations. And thank you to all of our attendees for joining us. Before we end this session, just a few quick final housekeeping items. When you close this window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask you to take a minute and complete. We also want to again remind you to sign up for more sessions at the same website where you signed up for this morning's session. And again, within about 1 week, a recording of this session will be available on that same website. So again, thank you to everybody. Have a great day and good luck with your college search.